And so off the tip, it's Boston. Crowder kicks to Thomas. Inside. And the shot's good from Crowder. Crowder's got the first basket of the game for the Celtics.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Sullinger in at the 5 spot.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice. And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And Thomas, here we go. And it's blocked by DeRozan. Now here's Carroll, defended by Crowder. Carroll passes to Lowry. Hands it from downtown. Lowry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Knocks it loose. He gets stolen by Lowry. He's got a clear path. Here's Valanciunas. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Now, here's Thomas to the paint. Here's Johnson. Got a piece of it. One-on-one here. DeRozan with it. Now guarded by Bradley. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. DeRozan dishes 5 on the clock. It's Patterson atop the key. Deep 2. And another basket for Toronto. Boston took a lot of steps forward last season with their coach, Brad Stevens. Still, though, their defense was near the middle of the road. That will need some tweaking.
Yeah, and you could say that seemed to be the limiting factor, Kevin, in how far they eventually went. Strange, given how several years ago they were an offensive juggernaut.
Thomas against Lowry. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Patterson. Outside Lowry. The shot from 20 feet away. With 1 on the clock. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Here's Thomas. The Raptors getting the bucket. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. On the wing, DeRozan, guarded by Bradley. 3-pointer. Again, the miss by Lowry.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Sullinger is screen on Lowry. Over to the left wing. Offensive rebound. Sullinger with the bucket.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Sullinger. Jerebko comes in for Johnson. Turner's checked in for Crowder. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Avery Bradley.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Sullinger did continue to improve last year, Clark, but you can't ignore that he had to miss time once again.
Yeah, and you hope that he'll be able to stay healthy for a full year. He's a hard matchup for just about every team in the league.
Toronto shooting their first foul shot of the game. 1:11 left here in the first quarter. Thomas kicks to win it. Ross grabs the board. Raptors leading by 4. Stolen by Smart. Passes it to Thomas. Here's the screen. Off the screen. That one goes. Count it.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Scola. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And the shot is good. 36 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here's Thomas. To the middle. And Olynyk gets it to go on the assist by Thomas. Thomas got 3 assists now in this one. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Powell, the pass to Joseph. Out left to the wing. Here's Powell. To the left wing with 2 seconds left. The shot is off. Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. The Raptors out in front, leading by just 2. And the second quarter about to get... And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked...
Almost like a soccer.
A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors guys, your thoughts?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for them. That bench has really made a nice contribution.
On the court for the Celtics, we've got Jay Crowder. Jared Sullinger is out there with Johnson. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Turner in at the 1. Well, the Raptors show they can be a force in offense once again. That was very clearly a strength of the team last year, Griff.
Yeah, and Toronto has a lot of guys that can hurt you in a variety of ways. They can score in the half court, but are really explosive enough to get out and run if teams want to push the tempo.
And he gets it to go. And it's a 6-point Raptor lead.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Boy, they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing that ball into the paint.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
No good from Ross. Celtics trail by 4. To the paint. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And watching Amir Johnson, Clark, he seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets. Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Ross with it, now guarded by Brad. Ross kicks to Valanciunas. It's stolen by Johnson. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
And talking about Amir Johnson, he's really the last of a discontinued model, if you will. When the Pistons called his name in the 2005 NBA draft, the year before the rookie age limit was put in place, he became the last 18-year-old drafted into our league. And it did take him a number of years to kind of get up to the pro speed.
6 to shoot. Valanciunas. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. Joseph, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry.
Corey Joseph.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Boston timeout call.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Solinger. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks, Doris.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Guys, did you know not once in Johnson's 10 seasons has he averaged more than 11 points or 7.5 rebounds a game? Sometimes he doesn't even start. And yet, there's a certain sect of followers who feel Amir Johnson is among the most valuable, efficient players in the league.
Shot clock at 5. John Patterson kicks to Carroll. Tries to snap the cold streak. Got it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to 1 in the bucket from DeRozan.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Turner with it, picked up by Joseph. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Oh, and here comes Joseph, all alone. And it's DeRozan missing.
You know, the alley-oop is a great play when it works, but boy, when it doesn't.
Yeah, it can make you look silly. It embarrasses you. And we had a little silliness right there for sure. Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
And how thrilled must have Evan Turner been last season to get a second chance. Clark with the boost in minutes, the confidence of the coaching staff. His game almost just changed overnight.
Yeah, he's a guy who needs the basketball. He's such a good, solid playmaker and has excellent size. Never had a chance in Indiana to really handle the ball and play to his strengths because of Paul George and Lance Stevenson, but he found a nice niche in Boston.
Well, you know what he can do after watching him for so many years with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he's terrific. Good basketball IQ, too.
There's the bucket. Good. Thomas with the ball. Feeds it to Smart. 1:30 left in the first half. There's a good screen. Thomas gets a wide open look. And again, Boston with the triple.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Joseph with the ball. Thomas is there. And yes, sir, that one drops. Joseph's got 5 now.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low than I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
The Raptors have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished. Struggled to handle the ball. Created then his own shot. And but sometimes he would create for others too. Yeah. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Now here's Olynyk. He's tightly guarded, and the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That is his first foul of the game. Powell, he's checked in for Toronto. And Thomas, here we go. Banked in off the glass. Thomas got 7 points in the game.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I'll tell you. I mean, that took a little bit of creativity right there.
Here's Carroll. And the Raptors miss again. Outside Thomas. 1 second left. And we're through the first half.
Hey, Kevin, well, Coach Casey obviously...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You look at Jay Crowder. He's really been playing well.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the small forward position. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Here's DeRozan. Johnson with the block. To the left side wing. And Thomas, here we go. And that one's good. Thomas got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
Now Carroll. And too long on the shot.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one. You know, one of the big things for the Celtics after the All-Star break was they played smarter. I mean, they went from the middle of the pack in terms of turnovers to a team that rarely made mistakes.
The drive by Lowry. And that is good. Lowry's got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
And finally, they fought themselves back to even the score. We've got a new ball game here now.
And really all the momentum is theirs, making such a strong comeback. So I think you've got to really feel good about their chances the rest of the way.
The Raptors making a switch here. Ross is checked in. And the Celtics also making a change. Evan Turner, he's checked in for Jay Crowder. For the lead, here's Lowry. Johnson with the block. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. Misses from short range.
Boy, the effort was there. Fight his way through traffic.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year after the All-Star break, they were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
Thomas against Lowry. And here is Thomas. 9 points in the game so far. The pass to Turner. Johnson with a screen on Ross. 4 on the clock. And Turner kicks to Sullinger. And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
Powell, he's jacked in for the Raptors. And Patterson kicks to Ross. Good D by Sullinger. The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Bradley, no one around him. Buries the 20-footer.
Assistant, Evan Turner.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Thomas a screen, and it's going to be a 3-second call.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
Some changes for Toronto. Biombo is checked in for Patterson, and it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. And a change for the Celtics. Smart's checked in. Up top, Valanciunas. Here's Powell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them. Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Valanciunas. Dishes to Turner. Not enough on that one as it misses. Raptors with the lead. There's the feed to Powell. Pass to Ross. Turner with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it. Thomas, good. Thomas got 4 points in the quarter.
And that almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
Ross kicks to Joseph. Ross on the wing. And Boston with the rebound. And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in the rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
And Toronto making a change here. Carroll's checked in. The 3 from Thomas. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Right side, Scola. 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Celtics leading by 5. Here's Smart. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got 4 assists in the game.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top. With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
Man, I got to pick my jaw up off the floor after that one, guys.
Kicks it to Smart. This one for 3. Can't hit. Joseph. Shot is off. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. And the Celtics with possession here. It's a 5-point game. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Smart and Bradley the guards. Amir Johnson is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Crowder in at the 3.
Boy, he shredded the D with the patented crossover, but just couldn't convert.
Here's DeRozan.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game is not even seeing the All-Star game, Kevin.
But, Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's Smart. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his third rebound on the night. It's stolen by Sullinger. And it's Bradley off the drive. It's stolen by Lowry. DeRozan dishes to Patterson. Valanciunas passes to Lowry. Back to Valanciunas. Now here's Joseph. Defense is right there. Clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot up. The shot by Lowry, no good.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Now here's Smart, now recovering. Sullinger the screen. Here's Smart. It's stolen by Valanciunas. One-on-one here. Here's DeRozan. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with his combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
Damari Carroll's checked in for the Raptors.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. Great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical, might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebounder game guy.
Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
Outside DeRozan. Just 5 to shoot. Bradley with some nice D.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
That's a huge basket. Just taking advantage of the size mismatch and able to drain that mid-range jump shot. Really good basketball.
Lowry drives in. Johnson with the block. Valanciunas.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Toronto calls timeout. The score is tied at 52. There's 1:54 left in the game. Thomas checked in for the Celtics. Here's DeRozan. A minute 50 left in the game. Passes it to Carroll, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
1:44 left to play in the final quarter. Deflects the pass and stolen by Patterson. Nice break. Here come the Raptors. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Patterson. 14 points for DeMar DeRozan. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Raptors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. Sullinger the screen. Sullinger with a screen for Bradley. It counts, and the foul. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
No good from Valanciunas. The Celtics have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Here's Crowder. Here's Johnson, and it's denied. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Raptors on defense. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Lowry against Thomas. Now here's Lowry. Tight defense on him, and they'll keep possession. Now here's Thomas. Down low. Here's Sullinger. No good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. DeRozan with it. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's the dish to Patterson. Shot clock at 6. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Yeah, just a golden opportunity that's lost right there. Now, we still got a game.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth.
A three-pointer would be huge right now.
Boy, a chance to tie it up with the game on the line. This is what we live for. I want to see what happens right here.
And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. 6 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Thomas outside. Off target. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds, Clark.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
And time now.
Kyle, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.